All right, students, I'm going to show you how this first functions.py file works. In the process, I'm going to be explaining a little bit what functions are. The textbook, if you already read chapter 6, if you didn't, you can read it after this, makes a distinction between procedures and functions. So technically speaking, we're talking about procedures today. I actually don't really care about this distinction, so you'll hear me use the words interchangeably. First thing we're going to do is download. So if I'm in class view, in the your folder would say CompSci 336 and your name. And then inside of that folder, you will have a class view folder. Inside of that, you will find this firstfunctions.py file. You're going to want to download that file. You can tell the computer it's okay to keep it. When you download a file, it should go into the downloads folder on the Mac. Now I think that might open with the wrong program. If it opens with idle, great. If it doesn't, you could open idle first and then, let me show you how to do that. On mine, I can just say open with idle, which is fabulous. I'm going to guess that some of you can't do that. So I'm going to select idle, open idle up. That's our Python editor. If you're using a different Python editor, more power to you. That's just fine. We're going to go from here, open. I'm going to find my way to downloads, and there's firstfunctions.py. Okay, and in this case, I'm actually not using the dot notation. Just to simplify things, I am using a purely what I would call a functional or procedural style of programming. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run this program so you can see what it does, and then I'll talk through how it works. So it says here, drawing 15 squares. And now it's going to 15 random points. Some of them are off of my screen. And it is drawing squares. Isn't that fun? Drawing squares of varied sizes and varied shapes. These are random, so there's no telling how big one will be. And of course, sometimes they overlap and we get a neat little pattern. That's what I've already written for you. I'll talk through that in a minute. Your job is going to be to make variants that will now draw triangles. So you see this time it's just going to random spots, but it's not drawing. I'm drawing 15 triangles. If you write, now it's drawing 15 circles. If you write the right code, it will draw 15 circles. And then the last one, if you have time today, is smiley faces, which would be significantly harder. I'm going to go ahead and close this early so that I can walk you through the code.